Preparing to live stream the meeting. I think we are in business. Ah, it might actually be working. I'm already in it. So do your thing. Yes. I think I'm live. This is awesome. If you can see me on Facebook or if you can see me on YouTube, yes, then that would be really awesome. If you could let me know. I should be able to see the chat everywhere. So, yes, I think we are in business. Thank you for being patient with me. My name is Barbara, and I promised to do a live demonstration of EFT, emotional freedom techniques. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do here today. So I want to welcome everybody and join into this live session today. If you have something specific that you would like to work on with me, then let me know. I can tune the script into or the demonstration into something specific. But if not, then I hope that this will be of relevance to you, or if I'm babbling. I'm so sorry. This is the first time that I'm live streaming like this, and you can tell I'm a little bit nervous. I'm also very excited to be here, and the purpose of this live demonstration is because I want to share one of my favorite tools with you, and that's emotional freedom techniques. It is a tool that helps you to release emotions, that also helps you to release stored energies so that you can flow freely again, so that you can release trauma, so that you can heal trauma, so that you can move past certain things. So that is my purpose for our session today. And for those of you who do not know who I am Barbara, and I combine human design and the gene keys to help soulful seekers like you to reconnect with their authentic selves, to gain clarity, and to also live a more empowered life. And EFT, emotional freedom techniques, is one of the tools that I use with my clients, and it is a real game changer. For those of you who are familiar with EMDR, this is similar. With EMDR, you follow lights that go back and forth. So in that sense, it's not similar. We are going to be tapping on endpoints of meridians while saying specific things at the same time. But the end result of both EMDR and EFT are similar. So in today's session, I want to teach you the basics of EFT. I want to guide you through a practice that helps you to release stress. And I want to show you how to use tapping in your everyday life. And by the end of this session, you will feel lighter, you will feel calmer, and you will be more in control of your energy. Before we dive into it, I want to do some housekeeping. So, if you have questions at any moment during the session, feel free to drop them in the comments. Whenever you have a question, put it in the comments. But I can only answer them when I've reached the end of the demonstration. So be mindful of that. You can also write it down and ask me at the end of the demonstration if that is what you prefer. But while I am doing the demonstration for you, I will not be able to answer your questions. However, that doesn't mean that you cannot put them in the chat already if you don't have anything to write and you just don't want to forget your question. And if you want to dive deeper into EFT after this session, then also leave me a comment below this video and I will send you a link to my free resource on the basics of EFT, the basics of emotional freedom techniques. So let's start with the basics in this instance, the basics of EFT. And that is that it is a very simple, but also very powerful tool that combines ancient Chinese acupressure with modern psychology. I already shared it a little bit. We are going to be tapping literally with our fingers on endpoints of meridians, on acupuncture points more specifically. And we will say certain phrases while we are doing that. And this will help to release energetic blocks, and it will also help to calm your nervous system. Hi, thank you for being here live. You missed the housekeeping part, but if you have any questions during my demonstration, which I will enter into very soon, feel free to put them in the chat, but I will only be able to answer them after I'm done with the demonstration. So, like I said, EFT is really, really great for managing stress. It is also really great for releasing emotional overwhelm, and it can help to ease physical tension, and it can also help to release trauma, to release emotions, and to even release things that we've stored in our subconsciousness. It's very much like giving your energy system a reset, like a reset button for your energy system, for your nervous system. So that is one of the reasons why I love it so much. Okay, now we will go into the demonstration part. If at any moment, again, you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I will answer them at the end of the demonstration. So when you start with EFT, and this is something that you can also do without me if you know the steps. So the free resource I'm offering you, if you leave a comment below this video, will also show you the steps that I'm now going to explain so that you can also do it without me at home. This is also something that I really love about EFT. You don't really need me per se to be able to heal yourself or to help yourself. And the first step when you start working with EFT is to identify the issue. So think about something that you would really love to release today. It could be stress, it could be frustration, it could be feeling drained. Specifically for this demonstration, I will focus on stress, but you can adapt this process to fit any emotion or any physical sensation, even any type of trauma. So step one is identify the issue. Step two is then to rate the intensity of the issue. So on a scale of 1 to 10, rate how intense this stress or anger or whatever emotion or physical sensation it is that you're releasing. How intense does this feel for you right now on a scale of 1 to 10? This will help you to notice the change after we are done with the tapping. So for the sake of this demonstration, let's say there's something that's really been stressing me, and the intensity of that thing would be like a 9 or maybe a solid 10. So something that's really stressing me. But you can do it for any type of number. So the number doesn't really matter. It's more that at the end of it, when it's a 9 right now, we've gone through the process and you think, oh, now it's a 6. Then you can see that it went down, that it actually did something. That's the benefit of it. So you've identified the issue, you've rated the intensity of the issue, and then the next step, step 3, is to use a setup statement. A setup statement is a simple phrase that acknowledges the situation while also affirming self-acceptance. For example, even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So the last part is always the same. And if you want to work on fear, it could be even though I feel very frightened right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Or even though I'm feeling extremely angry, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I cannot stop crying, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I hope that you're now getting how a setup statement works. And while setting up, we repeat this statement 3 times while we are tapping on the side of our hand. So we take, it doesn't matter which hand you use, we will switch hands actually. So for one hand, you take these 4 fingers, and for the other hand, you use the side of your hand. And this is basically how you tap to it. So you bend your fingers a little bit so that all 4 of them can really touch your hand. If you leave all your fingers like this, then it's only one finger. So you bend them a little bit, so all four fingers can tap. The first, the most up finger is at the bottom of your pink, and the rest is then on the side of your hand. So let's do this together. We will use, even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So a setup would look like this. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Switching to the other hand, same movement. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. This point is called the karate chop point. And then we go back to the other side. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So this is what the setup looks like. And then step 4 is to start tapping on the specific points that are mostly located on the head, and a couple are located on the upper torso. I'm going to show you the points, and then on each point we tap gently around 5 to 7 times, and then we use a shortened reminder phrase of the setup phrase. So, for instance, for the setup phrase that we just did, it would be distress. So I'm first going to show you the points, and then we're going to do the actual tapping sequence, the entire thing. And so I'm feeling very stressed. I've identified that I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. I am doing the setup point with, even though I feel deeply stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then we go to the points. So it starts here with the top of the head, 5 to 7 times tapping, saying distress. Then you go to the inside of the eyebrows, again 5 to 7 times tapping, distress. You go to the side of the eyes, so the corner of your eyes, on your temple, and again, distress. 5 to 7 times tapping. Then we go to the middle underneath your eye, the top of your cheekbone, basically. And again, 5 to 7 times tapping, distress. From there, we go to under the nose, 5 to 7 times tapping, distress. Then we go to the point above the chin, distress. From there, we take the point right above your, no, right below your collarbone. So this is your collarbone, the hard bone that you're feeling here. And then you take all 4 of your fingers again, and you tap into this soft area that's below your collarbone. And you tap 5 to 7 times, and again you say this stress. When you've done that, you move to right below your breast. So for ladies, this is easy. It's where the iron thing of your bra is. And for men, this will be where your pec enters the upper part of your belly. And you basically stretch your fingers out like this, and you hold them a bit stiffly. And then you can tap right under your breast or right under your pec 5 to 7 times. This stress. And then our final point is here on the side of your bra, where your bra normally would be, under the armpit. And you can use your whole hand to tap it, and you can say this stress. And if you want to, you can even go to the other side. You don't have to, but both sides are the same. So these are all the points and the whole setup. So now I'm going to give you a demonstration of what the entire thing looks like. And if you want to participate with me, if you want to come along with me on this demonstration, then follow my movements and repeat after me what I am saying. And so step 1, identifying the issue. I'm feeling incredibly stressed and overwhelmed right now. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say it's a solid 9. I'm really feeling stressed and overwhelmed. You can, of course, like I said, substitute it for whatever it is that you're feeling when you're doing it by yourself. But for this demo, I'm using stressed and overwhelmed. Then the setup statement. We start by tapping here on the karate chop point, side of the hand, and repeat after me while tapping. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Going to the other side. Same sentence. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Final third time, other side. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now we've set ourselves up for the rest of this sequence. We're starting with the top of the head. We tap 5 to 7 times and we say, this feeling of stress inside of the eyebrows. I feel so overwhelmed. Side of the eyes. It is hard to focus. Under the eye, this heavy stress in my body. I feel stuck and frustrated. I am ready to let go of this stress. What if I could release this? Under the breast, I release this stress now. I choose to feel calm and grounded. I choose to feel calm and grounded. Then we take a deep breath in and we release it. And then we check in with ourselves again and we feel how we're feeling right now. And again, on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense does the stress feel right now? Is it still the 9? Or has it gone down? Is it maybe now an 8 or a 7 or a 6 or maybe even lower? And even if it hasn't dropped significantly, don't worry. EFT works in layers. That means that we repeat this process. And I showed you something different than what I showed you in the beginning. And now I have specific statements. That is a way to go. You can also stick with the keyword of your setup. So that would look like this. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. This stress, 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 this stress. I like to do both sides. Deep breath in, release your breath, and then check in with yourself again. And so I've now shown you 2 different ways of doing it. The first one is when you want to actually talk about what you're feeling and the stress that I'm feeling so overwhelmed, it is so hard to focus. That is something you can do if you want to put it into words. And if you don't really know what the cause is or how to name it, but you're just feeling very angry, and then your setup statement could be, even though I'm feeling very angry, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then you just stab with this anger, this anger. And so through all of the points. It is just as effective as when you use specific little sentences that describe the source of your anger and exactly how it is feeling. So these are two ways of doing it. And when you come to the end of this tapping sequence and you've done the under the armpit tap, you always take a very deep breath, you let it out, and then you tune into yourself again and you rate again how you're feeling. Did it go down? Is it, oh, we started with a 9, is it now maybe an 8? And you continue going through these rounds, doing exactly the same thing over and over again until you've reached a level 2 or 1 or 0. Because then you've effectively released it in this specific moment. So you can go through these rounds and tap them as much as you want until you've reached a level that you think, oh, I'm not feeling this stressed anymore. I'm not feeling this overwhelmed. I'm actually feeling, yeah, pretty good, quite relaxed. Then you know that you've reached the point of being able to stop with the EFT. So I hope that this was a really great demonstration for you. Of course, like I said, you can supplement stress and overwhelm with any type of emotion that you're feeling, any type of situation that you're in. So you could also do, even though I'm very angry with my mother right now, I deeply and completely love myself. Even though I keep seeing the moment of impact, when you've had a car accident, for instance, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So you can basically do it on anything that is causing a huge emotional response. Because as long as there is a huge emotion on something, you cannot let it go. No matter how much you want to, the emotion keeps resurfacing and you will see flashes of the accident or tap into your anger of your mom or feeling stressed and overwhelmed and not being able to get rid of it or whatever it is that's going on with you. So this is a method, a technique that's really simple, that you can do at home, that you can even do without me. If you want to know this specific protocol, leave me a comment below this video and I will send you my free resource. You don't even have to leave me your email to download it. And this will share with you everything that I just went through. Of course, you can also revisit this video and tap along with me to release whatever it is that you are suffering from. So, questions. Yes, I can see some questions. Let's see, where do we start? Okay. Simon is asking, what if I don't feel a difference after tapping? This is a very good question. So when you don't feel a difference after the first round or the second round or the third round, that is also totally okay. EFT works in layers, so sometimes it takes a few rounds to see a noticeable shift. And if the intensity really isn't dropping, then you probably don't have the right setup statement. You probably are not talking about the real culprit of how you're feeling. It could be that the being angry with your mom is actually masking something that's underneath it. And you need to find the thing that really has the emotional intensity. So if being angry with your mom rates on a scale of 1 to 10 as a 5, then you already know it's not the real thing. So it could be feeling really inadequate or feeling judged. And maybe you feel judged by your mom and you think, oh, yeah, judgment, that's it. And that rates really high. So then you can switch your setup statement to incorporate the judgment instead of being angry with your mom. And then you can do some tapping rounds on that and see if that helps. Let me see. Michelle is asking, can I use EFT for physical pain? Yes, absolutely. EFT is great for addressing physical pain because our emotions and our physical sensations are often interconnected. For example, if you are experiencing tension in your shoulders, you could say, even though I feel this tension in my shoulders, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And as you then tap, focus on releasing this specific tension in that specific area. So yeah, you can definitely use it for physical pain. Okay, let me see. What else do we have? Oh, Erin. Yes. Erin asks, do I need to say the words out loud or can I say them in my head? You can absolutely say the phrases in your head if you are in a situation where speaking out loud feels awkward. That being said, speaking out loud can help reinforce the emotional connection. So speak them out loud wherever and whenever possible. But when not possible, yes, you can definitely say them in your head. Mark is asking, what if I can't think of the right words for my setup statement? Very good question. My answer or my advice would be don't worry too much about finding the perfect words. The key is more to acknowledge how you are feeling and pair that with self acceptance. For instance, even though I feel angry, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Start with whatever feels true for you. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even if you don't know where the anger is coming from, it's enough to just address feeling angry. If that makes sense. Let me know, Mark. Okay. Suzanne. Suzanne is asking, how long should a tapping session last? Well, an EFT session can last anywhere from a couple of minutes to 20 minutes or more. So that really depends on you and on how much time you have. So if you are in a hurry, even one or two rounds can really make a huge difference. But for deeper issues like being in a car accident or releasing something traumatic from your childhood, for instance, you could benefit from taking more time to tap, doing more rounds, and exploring your emotions while tapping. So it could be that you start with something and maybe that diminishes, but something else pops up that's connected to the trauma. Then you move into tapping on that part, or maybe from that something else pops up and then you start tapping on that part. As long you do that for as long as you still feel that it's influencing you too much. That on the scale of 1 to 10, the number is too high. You continue until there's nothing popping up anymore, and you feel like you can think about this specific thing and everything involved with it without any sort of emotional or physical response to it. Then you know you've really worked on releasing the trauma, for instance. Um, Anita. Anita is asking, how often should I practice EFT? The answer is how you practice it as often as you need it. So whenever you feel something come up, you can immediately tap on it. Sometimes, like I said, a couple of rounds is already enough to have a great release or some relief in your system. You can do it daily. It's great to use it as part of your morning routine or your evening routine. You can practice it when you feel stressed, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel emotionally stuck. You can even use it proactively to clear your energy before starting your day or at the end of the day when you're winding down for the night. So if it had been a stressful day or an eventful day, you could say something like, even though it was an eventful day today, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then go through the process to release your day so that you rest a lot better when you're sleeping. Mirna is asking, what if an emotion gets stronger while tapping? That is actually a good sign. It might not look like it, but it's actually a good sign because it means that you're accessing something that really needs to be released. So keep tapping, but also keep breathing. And while you're tapping, don't hold your breath or let it be stuck here, but keep breathing through it. And the intensity will usually start to fade as you continue. And you might feel a big emotional release. You could start crying, maybe you start sighing, burping, releasing gas. All of these things are completely normal. And it's to be expected, especially when you're working on a trauma or something that has been with you for a very long time. Charlie is asking, can EFT help with long-term emotional issues? Yes. EFT can be very effective for long-term emotional patterns. It may take consistent practice over time, and it's often helpful to work with a practitioner to explore the deeper roots of those issues. EFT is a process and it can provide profound healing. And if you feel like you're not doing a good enough job, or you feel hesitant or maybe scared, then don't hesitate to reach out to me to do a session with me so that I can guide you through it personally, guide you through the process, let you know or experience what it feels like so that it becomes easier for you to do it yourself when you are at home. Neil is asking, what is the science behind EFT? I love that question, Neil. It's a great question. So, EFT is based on the principles of acupuncture, but instead of using needles or your fingers when it's acupressure, that's also based on acupuncture, you are tapping with your fingers on certain meridian points that help you to balance the body's energy. And while you're doing that, you're simultaneously speaking a phrase. This is the emotional component to your physical release. And studies have shown that tapping reduces the cortisol levels in your body. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and it also helps to calm down the nervous system, which is why it is so effective for emotional and physical issues. Lorna is asking, can EFT be combined with other practices? Definitely. EFT works beautifully alongside meditation, journaling, yoga, and breath work. It is a versatile tool that you can integrate into your existing self-care practices to amplify their effects. More questions. Keep them coming. I love them. Let me see. Erin, yes. Erin is asking, what if I don't know my intensity number at the start? That is okay too. The number is just a guideline to help measure your progress. It is not an essential thing or a necessity. So if you are not sure, just estimate how strong the emotion feels on a scale of 0 to 10. Even a rough guess will help you to notice changes after tapping. And if you think, well, this is a 15, that's also fine. Because a 15 just says it's really, really, really bad. And then after the round, you can see, has it gone down? Is it still a 15? Or you think, no, now it's an 11, which will still mean that it has gone down. So it is like a guideline, not a necessity. And Greg, yes, Greg is asking, can EFT be used for children? Yes, EFT is really great for kids. You can simplify the language for them and make it fun by turning it into a game. So for a child, for instance, I would use a phrase like, even though I'm mad, I'm still awesome. Even though I'm angry, I'm still awesome. Even though I'm crying, I'm still awesome. Even though they're picking on me, I'm still awesome. Even though I fell, I'm still awesome. You get my point, right? So you simplify the language, but you can still use it for children, and you just have them follow along with you, and you show them where the points are, and have them, I'm mad. Or I'm angry, or I'm crying, or I'm bullied, whatever it is, and have them go through the sequence as well. So I hope that this was a beneficial demonstration for you. I hope that you liked it. EFT is, like I said, a very powerful tool that you can use anytime, anywhere, when you feel overwhelmed or out of balance. And the more you practice, the more you will notice the benefits of it. So, if you would like a step by step guide to learn how to use emotional freedom techniques, EFT, for yourself, leave a comment below this video and I will send you the link to my free resource, Restore Your Energy, a beginner's guide to EFT. It includes everything that we've covered today and more. And like I said, you don't even have to leave your email address to get access to it. This is really a free resource, a free gift from me to you because I want you to flourish. I want you to step into your authentic power and I want you to flow freely towards whatever it is that your goals and your dreams are for your life. And if you are ready to dive deeper and work on specific challenges, then I would love to help you in a one-on-one EFT or energy healing session. Together, we can then explore what exactly is holding you back and create real shifts in your energy and your emotions. Just reach out if you are interested in a one-on-one with me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this session helpful and that you feel more empowered to manage your energy by using EFT for it. Keep on tapping, and I will see you again next time in